It's day 26, cycling across the USA from Miami to LA, all to raise money for the fantastic cause, Get Kids Going. In today's episode, we're riding from Brady to San Angelo. And apparently the town we're in today, Brady, is the middle of Texas. So it actually feels like we're making progress.
We're
it's a long way. We're basically halfway now.
I got you.
That's a long way.
Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Great conditions today, as you can see. We have fog, we have a bit of moisture in the air, and we have 80 miles to ride on this road. In terms of elevation, which has been slowing us down a lot, front-loaded day today. We've got about 500 meters all in the first half of the ride, which is very, very good news. It means when we're a little bit tired later, it will ease up. You may remember a couple of days ago, we had a pretty catastrophic disaster in that Justin's frame, his carbon bike, has a huge crack in it, in the head tube, which can't be repaired. It's quite like a fiddly, complicated area of the bike. Can't be repaired with stuff from a hardware shop. Later on, we're going to attempt to fix it. Or Rob from Carbon Bike Repair is going to attempt to fix it, who has flown into Texas just for this. Without his help, this trip wouldn't be able to continue. So stay tuned for that and a full teardown of Justin's bike later on. In the meantime, we're cycling along a road.
I think it just needs to be repeated what you just said. Rob from Carbon Bike Repair watched the video, immediately phoned up to tell me exactly what happened, and then booked the next available flight into Texas from London to come fix it on the side of the road. You know, this whole road angel thing is a serious thing. Carbon Bike Repair are legends. A very windy day today. We've got some 19 or 20 mile an hour sort of crosswind, cross/headwind. Very, very tough for Francis being high up with a trailer, blowing my front wheel about. But we're on the same road all day. Ah, you can see Francis next to you.
That is the windiest day we've had.
It's the windiest day by a long way. But we're listening to music, telling each other jokes. None of them particularly funny.
Funny to us, that's all that matters.
Exactly, they're very funny to us, and our spirits, as usual. Oh, why is my helmet falling? Our spirit. See, that's one of our jokes. And here's a truck. Wait, boop boop. Yeah! We're playing a game. What's the game, Francis?
Get the trucks to honk the horn.
So we're doing this. And so far, the red trucks are the best trucks. The white trucks are not very interested in the game. And the blue trucks is about 50-50.
We must have 80% success rate.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Your helmet looks really funny.
Alright, I'm going to adjust my helmet.
We're like Teo. We've officially made it to Eden. And I made a mistake in the intro today. Brady was not the centre of Texas. Eden is the centre of Texas. We're about halfway through this ride. After this point, less hills, but massive headwind, as we've discovered. Morocco's Cafe welcomes hunters. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully they won't blow away.
We've arrived at a DQ, Dairy Queen, for some refueling in the middle of our ride. I don't know why, but this DQ is completely locked down. They're not letting people in. I hopped over the fence and then Justin just went in anyway, and they've said we can stay. I wonder why it's all locked. Most of the time when we tell people that we're cycling across the country, they're really nice to us and they just let us do what we want. Quite good. We should just start saying we're always cycling across the country and just lie. Today's ride so far has been challenging. 200 watts just to maintain an acceptable speed, which I'm still not happy with.
This bag has napkins, salt, pepper, ketchup, mayonnaise packs, and ketchup.
Everything. Thought I would check the donation page while we're here. We are doing this bike ride for a good cause called Get Kids Going, and they give equipment to disabled kids like hand bikes, specialist equipment, wheelchairs, grants. It'd be nice if the internet worked. We are £100 away from hitting £75,000, which is our target. If we hit £75,000, we're gonna have to raise the target again.
I feel like we should do something as another challenge when we hit that target. I mean, we are obviously already doing a challenge, cycling across America, but 75 grand deserves something.
Suggestions in the comment section down below.
It's really windy still. Definitely the strongest headwinds we've had. Francis, I've never known Francis to hate anything as much as he hates this trailer. He says his bike doesn't even feel like a bike. It just feels like misery. I think, and this is quite a bold claim, but I think he hates the trailer more than he hates cars. Which, if you know Francis, he really hates cars. Oh shit! Francis doesn't actually hate the trailer. What he doesn't realise is every so often I just do this.
I was moaning about the trailer earlier to Justin. I think he told you on his GoPro. But just to explain, I've never ridden a bike in a setup which is so reactive and so sensitive to the wind. So like every time a car comes past here, I'm going 5 miles an hour quicker, and then as soon as it dies off and the wind comes back, I'm 5 miles an hour slower. I'm really all over the place. I actually get a bit of draft from Justin down there. So I guess everything's quite low down. It's just really unusual and frustrating when the wind is against you. When you have a tailwind, absolutely fine. You fly. I guess it acts like a sail. Anyway, that's my moaning over. Because on the whole, everything is good. Massive wide shoulder, nice weather, car's giving us space. Good ride. Must be windy, there's wind turbines here.
I don't want to insult any Texans, but and particularly the lovely Rob Vardaman, but I don't know how good DQ is. Maybe we should actually try the dairy as opposed to all of their non-dairy items.
This is the second day. We haven't made it to the hotel without having to stop for extra hydration and stuff. I'm cooked. I'm so uncomfortable today. I guess sometimes you just have bad days. Usually not straight after a rest day though.
So how many days do you think it's going to be before you...
Got really dirty hands.
Nice to meet you.
It's been a very long day.
So, do you guys have a vlog or something that you guys are doing all this stuff?
Is it okay if you're in our video?
Yeah, sure.
I hope this guy in the car behind us is Rob. Carbon bike repair. Here we come.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming.
No worries. Hello, bro.
You're getting
How you doing? How you doing? Man, I was looking at that quality of the road, and I was just, man, how the hell you guys are doing this? I mean, I know you can talk about the road, but it really is with all those corrugations and the cross hatching and how you must
really
be
bad.
knackered.
Yeah. We're basically riding on gravel pretty much most of the day.
Yeah. The shoulder's
Dead
worse.
animals.
The shoulder's worse.
Yeah.
Because we like every time we move into the actual road, when we see there's nothing coming, because it's smoother, and we're like, oh, this is so nice. But then we can only do it for 20 seconds, and then we're back on like this.
It's just like people don't understand. Like you can't imagine unless you've been riding on it or seen it firsthand. It's terrible.
It's stuck down gravel.
I don't know how that thing is still going. I swear to God, I'm so glad I'm here. You can see the way it's cracked to about there, and then it stopped. So it's literally because that's just held it. So that tells me a lot. It tells me that this area is under layered. So yeah, you would have gone another few days, but if you go over a few more railway lines, I don't know. It's not too bad. You've just hit something hard.
Quite a few hard things.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is show you the basic principles of how to repair. It's not the way we do it at work because we use compression systems and other things, but the principle is going to be fairly similar.
I'm impressed you got this stuff through customs. So this is Rob from Carbon Bike Repair. This is a pretty surreal situation. Why did you fly out here?
Do you like my new dress?
Ooh, it's great, yeah. Can you touch that with your hands?
Yeah. It's called 3K. 3K means it's 3,000 hairs per strand. So one of those strands there is roughly 3,000, and it is what's called a plane weave. Once it's locked in position, is locked in an X and a Y position. So once the epoxy holds the carbon against the other carbon, it locks it in position. Really, that's what it is. People get it wrong. Epoxy is not doesn't glue anything, right? It only holds the carbon together. The carbon is the structural strength. The epoxy is just going to do us it's just going to arrest the carbon in that position. What I'm doing now is just trying to figure out how I can make a safe repair, because I can't use compression process, which would be a different way. I've got to use leverage. It's a little bit like having an octopus hold on to something, except one of the wonderful things about carbon is there's no stretch in carbon at all. So if I can lay it over the surface like that, between say this area and this area here, like that, and I can bond it down, that won't move. So we call a wet out.
I still can't believe that he's flown over and done this. And that it had cracked somewhere else without us noticing. Maybe we were just blind. We were just hoping that nothing else was wrong with the bike, and we just ignored it.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
But yeah, Rob is such a legend. If anyone has any carbon bike repairs that need to be done, go to Carbon Bike Repair in Leatherhead. But they will sort you out, apparently worldwide.
So that's covered in your epoxy
It's
mix.
fluid, it's wet, okay? So now that will stick down. I would do this now because I don't have a compression process to use, so this will help me stiffen up the work that I'm doing.
And this is going over the top of the two pieces of carbon you put right over the crack at the beginning.
Yeah, so this is basically repaired the damage. This is a structure to get you to LA.
It's really cool, isn't it?
I'm happy with what I've done so far. I put in 4 layers over the fractured area, so two internal structural patches, and then 2 external clamps. So basically, like I said earlier, it's like an octopus holding on to the whole head tube structure. So hopefully that'll be enough to see through to the end. And good luck.